Good afternoon, dear participants of the conference. Your attention is presented to the research on the topic forecasting the development of the circular economy in Ukraine, which was carried out by scientists from the Khmelnytsky National University, Ukraine, namely Inna Chaikovska, Pavlo Hryhoruk, Oksana Proskurovych, Katerina Gorbatiuk, and Alexander Valkov. Rapid economic development in recent decades has changed the planet and people's lives as globalization, overconsumption, and overpopulation have caused a complex of economic, environmental, and social problems. The depletion of natural resources and the consequences of environmental disasters indicate that the methods of production, use of resources, and waste management that exist in the world until now are already ineffective and globally harm the environment and humanity. Solving those problems requires a change in the vector of development of modern society, in particular, a transition from the outdated model of the linear economy to produce products, raw materials are used once, and all waste is thrown away, to the model of the circular economy oriented towards the global sustainable development of enterprise and countries, and advantage of which is the minimization of waste, the use of resources, the reduction of harmful effects on the environmental, and the improvement on production efficiency. In Ukraine, very few steps have been taken on the way to a circular economy, although there is an understanding of the need for reforms at different levels: government, business, and the public. The purpose of the study is to analyze the dynamics of the components of the circular economy, identify problem areas, and provide recommendations for improving the situation. Therefore, the study reflects the analysis and forecasting of the components of the circular economy of Ukraine. Also, a comprehensive assessment of the level of development of the circular economy in Ukraine was formed and its significance was predicted. In the study, the following three components of the circular economy of Ukraine were selected for analysis: waste generation and management, energy consumption from renewable sources, introduction of innovations at industrial enterprises, which, according to authors, are the most important. Slide 5 shows energy consumption from renewable sources in Ukraine for 2010-2020 in connection with the state of war. There are only during the open field until 2020. In the structure of renewable sources, the largest share belongs to energy of biofuels and wastes. The work predicts the share of energy supply from renewable sources using a linear trend line for 2021-2024, which indicates a positive trend. For the purpose of characterize the waste management system, Slide 6 shows dynamics of the share of waste subject to secondary processing, in the structure of which the largest share belongs to waste removed to specially designated places of facilities. The work predicts the share of utilized waste indicator using a linear trend line for 2021-2024, which indicates the negative dynamics of utilized waste in Ukraine. Innovations, and especially eco-innovation, provide the enterprise with a competitive advantage that meets the goals of sustainable development. This innovation makes it possible to create systems focused on sustainable development, both in individual enterprise and in individual industries, in regions, and at the national level. Therefore, the question of intensifying the innovative activity of industrial enterprises, increasing the share of enterprises that introduce innovation, is quite important. This especially applies to the introduction of new technological processes, including greening waste and resources-saving ones. Dynamics and forecasting the share of industrial enterprise that introduced innovation is displayed on slide 7. The forecasted indicators indicate a slight positive dynamics of this indicator. As a result, a comprehensive assessment of the level of development of the circular economy in Ukraine was formed. The research used a linear mathematical model of the integral indicator I, the method of weighted sums. The weighting factors were formed in proportion to the coefficients of determination of the selected models for forecasting. The predicted value of the comprehensive assessment of the level of development of the circular economy for 2021 and 2024. The obtained forecasting values indicate a certain stagnation in the development of the circular economy in Ukraine and the presence of problems in its development in Ukraine, including the state of war in the country, which causes new environmental problems, a low share of industrial enterprise introducing innovations, and especially a low level of implementation of innovative resource-saving technologies. The market for secondary raw materials is opaque, and other. The main directions of solving the specified problems of circular economy development in Ukraine are the improvement of energy efficiency and the activation of energy conservation policies, to increase the state's financial support of scientific and research institutions, a sufficiently strong base of institutions that control the rational use of innovative capital of enterprises, the removal of outdated capacities and the introduction of innovative technologies into production, the use of successful voter experience primary of the EU countries will make it possible to speed up the process of introduction to the circular economy despite the terrible consequences of military aggression and other. Therefore, the analysis and forecasting of the structural elements of the circular economy, as well as the formation of a comprehensive assessment of the level of its development in Ukraine, made it possible to identify stagnation, which requires increased decisive actions on the part of the authorities in order to activate the processes of development of the circular economy in Ukraine. Thank you for your attention.